Madam Chair, I yield myself as much time as I may consume.
Gentleman is recognized.
Madam Chair, upstate New York and communities across the country are experiencing an unprecedented increase in Lyme disease and tick-borne diseases. At all 14 of the town halls I've held in my district this term, folks ask me, what is Congress doing about Lyme disease? Today, I'm offering an amendment to better understand and prevent this disease. The amendment adds $1 million in critical CDC funding for the prevention, diagnosis, and treatment of Lyme disease. This package of appropriations bills makes critical investments in our priorities. But as temperatures rise and families spend more time outside, we must invest more in treating and preventing Lyme. Lyme disease is a devastating disease that can often go undetected as it travels through ticks, tiny bugs that reside in dense forests in rural areas found all across my district in upstate New York. While most Lyme disease patients who are diagnosed and treated early can fully recover, 10 to 20% of patients suffer from persistent symptoms, which for some are chronic and disabling. These numbers are even more startling as we consider that over the last 25 years, Lyme disease has increased by more than 300% in the northeastern states. In 2017, there were 3,502 confirmed cases of tick-borne Lyme in New York State alone. Madam Chair, I have 5-year-old twin boys, and whenever I do bath time, I have to check for ticks. And there have been a few scary moments where I've actually had to pull ticks out of my little boys. It is a frightening experience. Parents, myself included, are sending their children into their backyard or local park with fears that they could return with a chronic, lifelong, and potentially disabling disease. But this is not just a medical or moral issue. Lyme disease is costing our economy. How much money are the American people spending on this disease as we still know so little about it? Studies indicate that Lyme disease costs approximately $1.3 billion each year in direct medical costs alone in the United States. The American people are spending $1.3 billion on the symptoms of a disease rather than investing in medical research to treat and prevent it. This figure doesn't even address the opportunity cost of failing to act to address Lyme disease in our communities. How will our local economy attract tourists when people can get sick? What is the cost of keeping children cooped up inside rather than enjoying the outdoors for fear of tick-borne illnesses? Upstate New Yorkers and communities struggling with tick populations need medical solutions now to stop this disease in its tracks. Prompt diagnosis and treatment of tick-borne diseases are crucial to prevent long-term complications. Today, available diagnostic tests can be inaccurate and complex to interpret, especially during the earliest stage of infection when treatment is most effective. My amendment offers funding to better understand the disease and allow for research to develop a more effective treatment of the disease. Unlike in other infectious disease settings, tests to directly measure the presence of the infecting organism are not available for Lyme disease. This leaves physicians without the tools needed to diagnose, and without an accurate diagnosis, it is challenging for physicians to provide early treatment. The disease requires specialized treatments, which requires real investment in research to better manage and prevent the disease. Madam Speaker, time to invest is now. Indeed, the National Science Foundation has declared that Lyme disease is an emerging global pandemic due to climate change. I urge my colleagues to support this amendment. Madam Speaker, I'd like to reserve the balance of my time.